I bought myself at auction for $500. The gavel falls. $500, her own money, her own freedom. The crowd gasps, a widow bidding on herself. Unthinkable, scandalous, perfect. She smiles, cold, triumphant. But across the room, gray eyes watch. A man who sees everything she's hiding, and he wants her anyway. This is where it all begins to unravel. The town of Millbrook Creek never forgets a scandal. And Catherine Hartwell. She was the scandal. 6 months ago, her husband died, suddenly, suspiciously. The doctors said heart failure. The gossip said other things, whispered behind gloves, speculated over tea. Could she have? But worse than suspicion was his final cruelty. Edward Hartwell left her nothing but debts, the estate. Mortgaged, the house, seized. Even her clothing, her jewelry, auctioned to pay creditors. Under law, she owned nothing, was nothing. A widow with no family, no means, no prospects. The town expected her to disappear, to accept charity, to fade into shame. Kate had other plans. The numbers don't lie. $3,000 in debt. The house worth perhaps $2,000 at auction. Her personal belongings, another $500 if she's fortunate. Still $1,500 short. Mrs. Hartwell, Reynolds says, voice dripping false concern. Perhaps you have family who might assist. She has no one. Her parents dead for years. No siblings. No cousins who'd claim her. Edward made sure of that, isolated her, controlled her. And now, even in death, he's won. The auction is set for Saturday, Reynolds continues. The house, the furnishings, and well. He clears his throat, uncomfortable now. Your personal items, as is customary for debtors. Kate's hands steady. Her voice, when it comes, is cold as winter. Everything. I'm afraid so. Clothing, jewelry, books. Everything must be liquidated. She walks out into the fading light. The town's square bustles with ordinary life. People who will come Saturday to watch her humiliation, to bid on her things, her life, her dignity. That's when she sees him. James Thornton, the town hermit, the mountain man. He lives alone, works timber on the high slopes. Comes to town maybe once a month for supplies. They say he had a wife once, lost her, won't speak of it. They say he's dangerous, cold. Unfeeling, but the way he's looking at Kate now, there's nothing cold about it. Their eyes meet across the distance. Something passes between them, recognition, understanding. Two people the town has already judged. Two people with nothing left to lose. Kate breaks the gaze first. Turns, walks quickly toward the boarding house where she's taken a room, but she feels his eyes following her, all the way down the street, all the way into her dreams that night. She could run, take what little money she has, disappear into the night, start over somewhere. Somewhere they don't know her name, don't know about Edward, about the whispers. But running means admitting defeat, admitting that Edward won. That society won. That she's nothing without a man's name, a man's protection. No, she'll stay. She'll face them, and she'll do it on her own terms. One by one, her things are sold. A dress, $12, her mother's locket, $35, books Edward wouldn't let her read, $3 for the lot. The crowd is thick, curious, feeding on tragedy like vultures. The total climbs, but it's not enough. It will never be enough. Then the auctioneer pauses, consults his notes, clears his throat uncomfortably. Now then, he says, we come to an unusual lot. The crowd stirs, whispers. In accordance with creditor law, when property cannot satisfy debts, we must auction. He can't even say it. The debtors labor for period of indenture. 7 years. 7 years of servitude to whoever bids highest. The room erupts, scandalized, excited. This is better than theater. Kate stands frozen. This is it. The final humiliation, being sold like property. The bidding starts at $100. 200. Someone shouts, 250. Another voice, men she's never spoken to, bidding on her on 7 years of her life. 300. Kate's vision blurs. The room spins. This can't be happening. 350. 400. Then a voice cuts through the chaos. Deep, steady, final. $500. The room goes silent. Everyone turns. James Thornton stands in the middle of the crowd, paddle raised, eyes locked on the auctioneer, not looking at Kate, not looking at anyone. 500, he repeats. Cash. The auctioneer blinks, stunned. It's far more than expected, more than reasonable. Any other bids? 500 going once. The silence, going twice. Kate's heart hammers. She can't breathe. What is he doing? Sold to Mr. Thornton for $500. The gavel falls, and Kate's world shatters. James signs the papers. 7 years of Kate's labor, legally his. The thought makes her stomach turn. But what choice did she have? Better him than anyone else in that room. At least she thinks so. She doesn't actually know him, doesn't know what he wants, what he expects. Mrs. Hartwell. His voice, close now, she looks up. He's standing 3 feet away, hat in hands, eyes unreadable. I have a wagon outside, he says quietly, for your belongings. The few things that didn't sell, her trunk, some books, the remnants of a life. Her voice cracks, she steadies it. Where are we going? My cabin, up in the mountains. Of course, miles from town, from anyone, alone with a stranger who now owns her. 7 years. She starts again, stops. What can she say? She has no choice, no power. James's jaw tightens. Something flickers in his eyes, anger, pain. I won't hurt you, he says, so quiet only she hears. That's not why I did this. Then why? The words burst out before she can stop them. He looks away, silent for a long moment. Because, he finally says, I know what it's like being trapped, being auctioned off piece by piece, even if they don't use a gavel. He turns and walks toward the door. Kate stands there, processing. Then she follows. What else can she do? The cabin appears through the trees like something from a fairy tale. But this is no fantasy. It's solid, real, built by hand. Log walls chinked against the wind. Stone chimney, covered porch, surrounded by towering pines, a creek bubbling nearby, beautiful and utterly isolated. James pulls the wagon to a stop, sets the brake. Neither moves for a moment. It's not much, he finally says, but it's honest work, clean. Kate looks at the cabin, the mountains rising beyond. No neighbors for miles, no one to hear if she screams, but also no one to judge, to whisper, to reduce her to scandal. James climbs down, winces slightly, that old injury, offers his hand to help her down. Kate hesitates. This is it, the moment of trust, or the beginning of nightmare. She takes his hand. His skin is warm, rough, calloused from honest labor. He helps her down with surprising gentleness, then immediately releases her, steps back, giving her space. I'll show you inside, he says. You can have the bedroom, I'll sleep in the main room. She stares at him, confused. I don't understand. James looks toward the mountains, jaw working. 7 years is the contract, he says carefully. But you're not a slave, you're not property. Then what am I? The question tears out of her. He finally looks at her, really looks at her. Free. Days pass. Kate learns the rhythm of mountain life. Mornings, James leaves early for the timber. She's alone. Afternoons, she tends the small garden. Reads, thinks. Evenings, he returns, they share supper. Awkward, polite. Keeps his word, doesn't touch her. Doesn't demand anything, sleeps on the floor near the fire while she takes the bed. It should be perfect. She's safe, fed, left alone, but something's growing between them. The way his eyes linger when he thinks she's not looking. The way her breath catches when he walks through the door. The careful distance they maintain requires too much effort. 3 weeks in, everything changes. A storm rolls in, vicious, spring thunder, lightning cracks the sky. And Kate is terrified. Kate. His voice, gentle, careful, she can't respond, can't breathe, thunder crashes. She flinches violently. Kate, it's all right, you're safe. I can't. Another flash, another boom. Edward. The name slips out. He would during storms. She can't finish. Doesn't need to. James understands. May I, he starts carefully. May I sit with you? She nods, barely. He moves closer. Not touching, just present. His warmth, his steadiness. The storm rages. But Kate's breathing begins to slow. Minutes pass. Then hesitantly she reaches out. Her hand finds his in the darkness. He freezes. Then gently closes his fingers around hers. I've got you, he murmurs. I've got you. The storm continues, but something shifts. The careful distance collapses. James. His name, barely audible. Yes. Why did you really bid on me? Silence, long, heavy, then. Because, he says finally, voice rough with emotion, I saw you, really saw you. Everyone sees the scandal, the widow, the burden. I saw a woman fighting. A woman who refused to break. I saw myself 10 years ago. Kate shifts, looks up at him through the darkness. What happened? His jaw tightens, old pain surfacing. I had a wife, Sarah. We were young, in love. Her father didn't approve. I was nobody, poor, rough. He arranged a marriage for her, to a banker's son. She chose me anyway. We eloped. He disowned her, cut her off, made sure I couldn't find work in town. We came here, built this cabin. We were happy for a while. His voice breaks. Then she got sick, fever, I couldn't. There was no doctor, no medicine, nothing. I held her while she died, helpless, useless. The town blamed me, said I killed her, dragged her to poverty and death. Maybe they were right. Kate's hand tightens around his. No. She chose you. That was her choice, her freedom. Just like I chose to survive, to stand in that auction house. We don't owe anyone our suffering. Something breaks open in James. Years of guilt, isolation. He turns to her, face inches away. Kate. She can feel his breath, his warmth. The storm outside has passed, but the storm between them is just beginning. The moment stretches, infinite, impossible. Kate knows if she kisses him, everything changes. The contract, the arrangement, the safety of distance. 7 years becomes forever or nothing. James's thumb brushes her cheek, barely a touch. Tell me to stop, he whispers. Tell me to let go. She should. She knows she should. This is dangerous, foolish. She barely knows him. Trusting a man destroyed her before, but don't stop. The words are barely spoken before his lips find hers. Gentle, reverent, like she's something precious. Nothing like Edward's possessive demands. This is permission. Question, answer. Kate's hand fists in his shirt, pulling him closer. The kiss deepens, weeks of tension, loneliness, longing, all pouring out. When they finally break apart, both breathing hard, foreheads pressed together, James speaks first. This changes things. I know. The contract. I don't care about the contract. He pulls back enough to see her face. Kate, I'm not a rich man. I can't give you the life you had. She laughs, bitter, real. The life I had was a prison, beautiful, suffocating. This is more real than anything I've ever known. But I need to know, am I just convenient? Pain flashes across his face. Convenient. He cups her face with both hands. Kate, you terrify me. I spent 10 years alone, safe, numb. You walked into my life, and everything broke open. I want you, but more than that, I need you. And that scares me to death. They stand together on the mountain overlook, watching the valley. I can see the auction house from here, Kate says quietly. James stiffens. We can go somewhere else. No, she squeezes his hand. I want to see it. She points to the tiny building in the distance. That's where I bought my freedom. That's where you gave me a choice. Not all of them have been masters, husbands, owners. Some of them disguise themselves as saviors. I need to know, James, truly. Do you see me as someone you saved? He turns to face her fully, eyes storm serious. No. I see you as someone who saved herself. I just made sure no one else could claim to own you. But Kate, I want you to choose me. Not because of a contract, not because you're grateful, but because you want this, want us. She looks at him, this man who's shown her more respect in weeks than Edward did in years. This man who gave her space when she needed it, and stood close when she asked. I choose you. His eyes close, relief and joy washing over him when he opens them again. Then let me choose you properly. He steps back, then slowly lowers to one knee. Kate's breath catches. I have nothing to offer, he says, except my hands. My home, my heart. Will you marry me, Kate, truly, freely? Tears stream down her face. Yes. Do you, Catherine, take this man? She remembers the last time. Edward's hand gripping hers too tight, his eyes possessive, the crowd watching, approving, expecting, her voice barely a whisper. I do. Sealing her fate, her cage, but now James's hands are gentle, his eyes asking, not demanding. The crowd is smaller, judgmental perhaps, but their opinion doesn't matter anymore. I do. Her voice is strong, clear, certain. And do you, James, take this woman? He smiles, that rare, beautiful smile she's learned to treasure. I do. No hesitation, no doubt. The minister pronounces them married. James leans in, kisses her softly. It's not their first kiss. But somehow it feels like the most important. A promise, a choice made freely on both sides. This is what peace looks like, not perfection, not luxury, but choice. Every morning, Kate wakes up and chooses to stay. Every evening, James comes home and chooses to return, not because of law, not because of obligation, but because of love. The town still whispers sometimes, about the widow who bought herself, about the hermit who bid too high, about the scandal, the impropriety, let them whisper. Kate has learned that freedom isn't about what others think. It's about what you choose when no one's watching, who you choose, how you choose to live. James reaches the porch, presents the flowers with a sheepish grin. They're not much, he says. Kate takes them, breathes in their scent. They're perfect. Because they are, not because they're expensive or impressive, but because he thought of her, because he chose her. She pulls him close, kisses him, tasting the salt of honest work, the warmth of the sun, the sweetness of a life earned, not given. When she pulls back, he's smiling. "What?" she asks. "I was just thinking." "About?" "How I'm the luckiest man alive." She laughs, real, full, free. "That makes two of us." They don't speak, don't need to. Some evenings are like this. Quiet, simple, perfect. Kate's hand trails through James's hair absently. He leans into her touch like a cat seeking warmth. Outside, snow falls silent and pure. Inside, the fire crackles, warm, alive. A year ago, Kate was being auctioned, sold piece by piece, reduced to numbers on a ledger. Now she owns herself, not because someone set her free, but because she chose freedom, and then chose love on her own terms. James looks up at her. "What are you thinking?" She smiles, touches his face. "That I'd bid $500 again." Every time. He captures her hand, kisses her palm. "Best investment you ever made." The only investment that mattered. Sometimes we ask, can love heal us? But maybe that's the wrong question. Maybe the real question is, can we heal ourselves enough to accept love when it comes? Kate didn't need James to save her. She saved herself. But she needed to be brave enough to let someone stand beside her in the freedom she'd earned. So I wonder, if she had run that night after the banker's office, if she disappeared into anonymity instead of standing in that auction house, would she have found peace? Or would she have spent her whole life running from the fear of being owned, only to become a prisoner of her own isolation? Sometimes the bravest thing isn't walking away. It's standing still, choosing to stay, choosing to risk, choosing love after you've already chosen yourself.